this is Raina with Lylo Crafts coming on today with an update, but also I'm going to share like how to make some really quick thank you cards with your scraps. So if any of you got items for Christmas and want to write somebody a thank you card, I've got some ideas. So I'm giving you these as two of my ideas on how to do it to watch while I give you a quick update. So a lot of you know that in October we had to move my mom in on an emergency basis for 24-hour care. My mom turned 90 on the day after Thanksgiving. And so it's been quite a whirlwind of trying to adjust our schedules and trying to get through the holidays and then trying to enjoy Christmas. So I wasn't able to post. And so in this new year, I'm trying to find a new rhythm for what I could do for watching all of you guys' inspiring videos and commenting on those, as well as posting some of my own. So I'm going to try to go with a 3 to 4 times a week post and try and get back into it. So we'll see how that goes in the new year. But thank you for all of you who have sent me well wishes and who sent me Christmas cards. I really, really appreciate it. It's been a really difficult time, to be honest. And so those have really uplifted my spirits, and I will be writing you back. So just bear with me as I get my bearings a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump on in. So I was cleaning up for Christmas, and I found a box of these Dollar Tree cards, Christmas cards that I had bought that I didn't use. And I thought, you know what? I don't really want to pack this stuff away along with all of my other scraps. I want to try and use these things up to make thank you cards. And so this is the card that I had. I had a whole box of them, which this comes 14 to a pack from the Dollar Tree. And this one says wishing you love and joy, but the inside says sending wishes of warmth and love from our home to yours. So it doesn't even say anything about Christmas. So I thought, hey, these would be perfect to use. I can wish people Happy New Year, as well as, write them a thank you card. So I used this as my base, and I created a bunch of different cards, so with scraps. But before I show you that, let me show you kind of how I organize my scraps. I like to keep my scraps in piles that I use these clothespins with to keep them together, because the clothespins are so cheap at the Dollar Tree. So I keep them kind of by either color and pattern, or this is a collection that went together, from the 12 by 12 paper pads. So I have I have not used these for several years. And honestly, when I was cleaning up, I found all of these different collections, as well as some solids, and even some gold, black and gold. I found all of these in a bin, and I was like, you know what? I have had these for years. I am going to use these, and I'm going to try. And this is all I had left of one of the 12 by 12 paper pads, or a couple of them. And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to blow through these, and I'm going to use all of my scraps. So let me show you what I made. Also, the other beautiful scraps that I had to use was from the Decorate Your Life from Sandy Nagel. And so I kept all of the things that she was the last video that I created. And so these are my paper scraps from that collection. And so I used some of these as well. So let's go ahead and jump on in. So the first thing I did was this one. I just covered it with some blank cardstock that I had, and I used some ribbon to put these 5 borders here. And then I had made these embellishments as part of a BB Craft demonstration. So this was one of the beautiful bow dies that I did from BB Craft, and I made these, and I didn't use them. And I thought, wow, that present would be such a great item to go ahead and use. So I did this one. And then I did this one with these pink ones, and these are all just paper pieced in. So I just took the scrap and I cut them down into strips, and then I glued them on here, and then I just trimmed around the edges to make this. And so I put a little bit of that gold snowflake paper, and then to bring out the gold in this card. So I made those two. Then I moved on to those of you who are scrapbookers. Sometimes you get these scrapbook pages that have these large images on the corners or in the middle, and I saved all those because I used to do a lot of scrapbooking, but I really haven't scrapbooked in years. And so I have this collection with these big, here's one more of the presents that I did, where I did a ribbon and I did gold, and then I just glued that on there. And the whole idea for most of these cards were to be able to still send them in flat mail, so I did not make them super dimensional. Talking about these scrapbook pages again, I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna just cut out those images. I'm gonna go for it and use those as the centerpiece of my cards. And so I made this one by fussy cutting out this little penguin, and I had this piece of scrap, and so it didn't quite fit, so I just added some blue to the side, and I did it like a present. I wrapped it with red ribbon and tied it with a little double bow on here. So I've got this sweet little penguin, and I did the penguin again in another scrap that had the snowflakes and the blue, and then so I included more of the actual picture because it had the snowflakes in it. So I thought it was great, like as a reverse, blue with white and white with blue. And then I just used like a corner edger to just decorate up those edges. And then instead I put a bow right there on top of the present. So those are those two. Then I had this Santa Claus. Isn't he cute? Oh my gosh. And so I just found some scraps of red, as well as this green and white, darker green and a lighter green stripe that I thought would go so great with it. This time I used a different corner rounder to round him out, and I put a bow on there. Here is another Santa where I just found a piece of red, and I just put that on, and then I've cut that Santa out like a square and just topped it with a bow. Look how simple and fast that is, just to go ahead and do that. Then this one is paper pieced with a couple of the different papers from the collection, and then this I just punched out with a 2.5-inch circle punch, and then I fussy cut out 2 of the trees from this paper from the scrap, and then I just glued those on. I have a friend who loves nutcrackers, and so this is another one of those papers that I just cut out, and then I just matted it several times. So first on black, then onto pink. Then I had this scrap of this black paper with the gold dots, and then I have this really pretty ribbon with gold that I thought would be awesome on that. Then moving along to the collection from Decorate Your Life, I used one of the papers that had this giant image of a tree, and then I topped it with a bow, and I just used simple cardstock because it's like a woodland theme. So I mean simple, what's this called, craft paper in the background. And then I used a 2.5-inch scallop punch to punch out this darling image, and then all I did was cut it straight on the side so that it would line up with the edge of the paper, and accented that tree that way. So I did that one, and then I did this one's a little more dimensional. At Christmas, somebody sent me this really sweet embellishment, and so I put that onto a card, like to make an ATC card, and then I decided, you know what, I might as well just use it on this card. So I mixed and matched some collections. I had a scrap of this pom-pom trim that I wanted to go ahead and use up, so I put that on here, and I just layered this up several times dimensionally. So I've got this one. Let's see here. So we've got all of these cards here, and then I found I had this saying from as a cut apart from a collection, and it said thanks. And I had this card that was given to me from Hobby Lobby, from my sweet friend Happy and Crafty, and she shared some with me, and I thought, oh my gosh, those tie in perfectly. So I just went ahead and just put this on some foam tape and layered that up. So I'm going to use this as a thank you card. Then I had some of these leftover little coin embellishments that I made that I wasn't able to send out and share. And so I put them on these little note cards that I had that already had the gold on it. I just found a scrap piece of paper, cut it down so it looks like it's triple matted in there. And then I just glued that coin onto that. And then here is another one that I made with some little gold thread. And then, and this is a Dollar Tree little snowflake. And then I did the very same thing, just found a snowflake paper, and then I thought that coordinated great with these little snowflakes, and it says snowflake kisses. So I thought those were fun. Oh, here's a couple more. So here is that gingerbread house. This is from the Decorate Your Life collection, and so I just fussy cut this out. I put some stickles on it, and this is a beautiful flat card to send. Again, I used the craft paper to bring out the brown from the gingerbread tree, and then I just used some of my red ribbon that I still had left over. Then this one, I used the background paper from that collection, and I just made a tag with one of the little cut aparts from the collection, and then it had white stars on here, and so I wanted to pull the red into the background, and so I have these little star bling, and so I just glued the star blings onto the little stars that were already on the background of the paper. So those are all my really quick thank you cards that I'm going to be sending out and writing, and then I thought that I would just do one with you just in case you wanted to see a little bit about how my thought process worked to get these cards together. Okay, so I have a couple of these little doodlebug coins still to utilize. So I went into my doodlebug paper thing, and I saw that I was actually making some of these little coins originally, these little coins from this December daily sheet. So you can see that I've cut them out, or I've used, a circle punch to go ahead and cut them out. But the back is this beautiful plaid paper. And so I think that's would go so great, to go ahead and match that up with this. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and utilize this. So you can do this. You can take your paper and hold it up in here and decide how much of a border you want. Let's say you want approximately 1/4 inch. And so you can just mark your little places where you want to cut and go to town that way, and you don't even have to measure. So I'm going to go. So I've got that cut. Looks like I definitely need a new blade. So just bear with me on that. So, so let's see which one would go great on here. Okay, I love gingerbread, so I'm going to do that. But I think that this needs another something or other, a solid between these two to help set off the competing pattern that I have in the background. And so I'm just going to go over here into my scraps and see. Oh, I have this turquoise piece. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this piece from here. And I'm going to do the same thing that I just did, which was mark. So I've got that marked. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. So now if I were to layer this up, it would look like that. So I think that is adorable. So you could go ahead and do that. You could round the corners if you wanted. You could really do anything. So all I'm going to do is just glue this together. And that is going to be my little card. Or I could even put this little guy on here too. So I might make two of these to go ahead and layer up and send out. So that is it. That's my project share for today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking it out. And I hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.